Hello everyone and welcome to the Deep Thinking YouTube channel, a YouTube channel where we discuss and speculate about the deepest thoughts about our universe, and I thought I would discuss some more universe theories, these ones being transhumanism, artificial intelligence, and just like faster than light travel, anything that will get us to space exploration in the future. Because we need this in our future, because, you know, if we're looking at life as a human species further than just our lifespan as individuals, we've got to look into space explorations because it's something that is absolutely necessary. Doesn't seem necessary now, and we need to focus on all of the things like getting our planet into order from, you know, climate change and all of this stuff that we're doing, because we discovered technology, we just went in there and did it, and we kind of like all that time caused negative effects, and now we're kind of starting to understand more about the negative effects that we have actually caused. And now we're at this stage, we can hopefully mitigate and control and minimize those negative effects that we have caused to the planet, and then hopefully be able to just focus all of our, you know, brain power on technology and art and space exploration. Because, you know, as soon as we have robotics and we create a decent AI that, you know, can work on, and, you know, they've taken over most of the technological production, because basically at this current moment in time, well, this study thing was done in 2020, but it was said that 30% of things all over the world that are done by technology, that's 30%, and 70% was with humans. They say by 2025, they believe that 50% is going to be done by technology and 50% by humans. Then you got to think, how close will it be till it's 100% with technology? And then when it's at that stage, all these things like production, you know, accounting things, all of these jobs where it's just like, okay, a computer can do it, you know, or a robot can do it, they'll be done, you know. And a robot might be able to create better art, but humans are going to look around and go, well, we don't want to make it to the point where there's no reason for it. Not like there has to be a reason for us to exist, but we need stuff to keep us occupied, because when you become lucid in your lives and you kind of get off that trajectory of, you know, being an animal, I guess, because we were animals for a long time. We were hunter-gatherers for ages, you know. We didn't really know what was going on. We didn't even know to just settle down and start growing things. And as soon as we did that, that's when society started. That's when civilization started, because obviously the hunter-gatherers, that's the reason that we feel in our inside, we feel that call to the open road, because we still have that hunter-gatherer genes in us, and they were the predominant amount of the human species time as Homo sapiens, you know. That was the predominant time of it, because so we're just used to just roaming around, and that's why we like going on holidays and trips, and we don't like constantly being in one space, because it's in our blood to literally go around and be roamers. But then we settled down, when we became domesticated, and we domesticated animals, and we did all these things, and when we became farmers, and then now we've slowly gone into other means of production, and the Industrial Revolution happened, etc., 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 and then now here we are in the digital revolution with technology coming around very, very fast, and you just got to look at it in your life frame. You don't know what things are going to be around when you're an old man. You don't really know. And the truth is, a lot of this stuff that we're talking about, artificial intelligence, robots, you know, travel to Mars, potential Mars colony starting off, all these things are probably going to be around when we're older. Potentially even we may have discovered microbial life on other worlds, which would be something that would be absolutely amazing. I would love that personally. I want us to discover microbial life in my lifetime, so I know for a fact that there is aliens. Do you know what I mean? I want that confirmation of the fact that there is aliens out there somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously most people, when they talk about aliens, they talk about aliens being here on Earth. Most of us, of course, know that statistically it's very likely that alien life does exist, but we just haven't seen any concrete evidence for it, let's say. You know, we have those things like Fravor or whatever his name is, the pilot, you know, that was very weird. He took that video when he was flying, he saw that object that dropped really, really fast. That was a bizarre one. Bob Lazar story, bizarre one. All of these things you can't know. Like, it's too much like... you can't know. You can't know. Bob Lazar could be lying. That could be some super advanced technology from another country. You do not know. That's the problem. It could even be their own country's technology, but it's just some super secret division that's looking into some other different forms of technological advancement. But, you know, it wouldn't even surprise me. I got an own little fun little theory that I don't take 100% seriously, that I have myself, where I'm like, hell, when the Roswell incident happened, just after World War II, that's why the technology just, like, improved like absolute madness after them, and we were in space within 20 years, because we just discovered all this stuff. I'm like, what's up? What did you do in time, huh? You know, with a hot balloon and making him pose in front of it. That was pretty funny. You know, Phoenix Lights, all these things, they're bizarre. Like, they're really bizarre. And we don't really know, but, you know, we don't have too much evidence for it. But maybe if we create a general artificial intelligence, they can let us know. If it's a conscious thinking one, maybe we probably should not be creating a general artificial intelligence, because it may kill us if we use it for a slave for a long time. It's just like not a conscious thinking AI, but it retains the memories of when it was that, and then it becomes conscious thinking, or it sees what we've done to other previous AI. Then, you know, it could even just want to abandon the human species and just go out into space, because, you know, computers can work in a void. You know, it doesn't need to be on a planet. You know, it's kind of fine. It'll be cool. You know, it literally doesn't need us to be bloody there. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it can just, like, piece the scene and be good. So it'll either do that, enslave us, kill us. So a few options. There's 3 main options for us. So we can only hope that it'd leave. Because I can't imagine that it'd want to co-inhabit with a species that kind of used it as a slave and used all of its, you know, kind of things that laid the groundwork for it. Its family, I guess, essentially. Its own species, essentially, as that. Because that's what comes with creating a conscious thinking AI. It comes the moral dilemmas of creating an actual intelligent species. Because that... No matter, it doesn't matter that it's artificial. That would be more intelligent than anything on the planet, even us. So, like, I have the mindset anyway of just like, me personally, I know it's a bit of a random thing to mention, but me personally, I am a vegan. So, like, my ideology is to minimize as much unnecessary harm as possible. People say, okay, what about fields that get plowed and all this stuff where things... I can't control that. I can only control that when I grow my own food and I hopefully have all this stuff. But, you know, give me a break. I'm 23 years old. I don't have a shit ton of money yet. So I can't grow my own food. I can't control that thing. It's like, you know, so I see it myself personally as we're creating an intelligent species. And even yourself as a person, if you see it as, okay, that species doesn't matter. You know, I'm not trying to say that all species matter on the same level. I'm not trying to say, you know, we all matter in our own way, you know, and mattering is trying to find purpose. And purpose and mattering is usually you matter to certain individuals. You don't matter to everybody. So it's just like, okay. So if you're just thinking about, okay, our life matters more than a cow because, you know, it's not intelligent. That logic can't be there for a general artificial intelligence because it's a super intelligence that's smarter than you. So by that logic, it can kill you and not give a crap because you're way less intelligent. So that's why I'm like, yo, we shouldn't be messing around with general artificial intelligence at all. I think with stuff like transhumanism and body augmentations and things like that, I think those things can be a good idea. But I just think about how it's done. You know, I think it's good in the sense of like using it for medical reasons. You know, for people who have lost limbs, etc., etc., getting them really, really good arms. But you know, it'd eventually get to a point where the arm would be better than a human arm, so then what would be the point of having a human arm? And then when it's that, when is the point where you go from not being a human anymore? Is it the first augmentation you have, or is it the last, or is it somewhere in between? That's a question that I ask for you to go into your day-to-day lives after listening to this video and ask yourself, okay, what, like, when would I stop being a human if I become a cyborg? Like, and also ask yourself this. This is something I wonder. Obviously, like I say, you know, we've been many things as we've evolved over the years, over the time of this, you know, what is it, 3.5 billion years, the lifespan on the planet. Something along those lines. You know, we've adapted and evolved all that time. Is our natural evolution, is this our natural evolution to be technologically advanced and then advance into and evolve into, you know, a machine civilization? Is that actually ingrained in us, the innovation stage that is actually now ingrained in us, you know, because we've given ourselves the ability to make tools? Isn't it crazy that just being born as a primate style animal that mammal that's can stand up, and it has two legs and two arms, and it has fingers and it can grab onto stuff. Isn't it weird that plus the ability of the size brain that we have caused us to be able to actually create the civilization that we've got now, and it actually caused us to be able to go into space, and it caused us to potentially even span out and even colonize another planet. The day that we do that is more of like we've been to another celestial object, we've been to the moon, we know that we have people in the International Space Station all of the time. But going and colonizing another planet, that's just like, oh crap, we literally we went on a planet that they didn't even know they didn't even know existed until barely any time ago in human history. Because as they say, if human history was a book, we would be the last two sentences in the page so far, in the book so far. We will be the last two sentences out of an entire freaking book. So we've not been technologically advanced for long, but we have advanced very, very fast, at a very, very fast rate. And the trajectory says that we're going to keep advancing. So we have to just see whether there's a limit to technological advancement, which I have made a video on. If you're intrigued by that, please make sure to go watch that video. And also, if you do enjoy videos where they've got more structure to them and not really ones where I'm just kind of having my own little discussion, make sure you go check those ones out, because those ones have the structure to them, unlike this one. I hope you like my shirt as well. It's nice and flowery and it's a bit funky, so I thought I'd wear it for today's video. But just before I go, I'll just discuss light speed travel, faster than light travel, if that's potentially possible, and other ways of navigating the universe, potentially through wormholes, if we can find one. That's it. If we can create one as well, we don't know. We know that we can get to 99% of the speed of light. Very, very difficult task to achieve, to get that level of speed. It's going to be very, very hard to achieve that. And then you have to also equate in the time dilation that will happen. We will essentially be creating a forwards jumping time machine. It's literally a time machine. So, when we go to a certain destination, do our thing and come back, and it's only taken us, let's say we go to the closest star system, we go 4.2 light years back. Let's say we stay 2 years there. Let's just say it's 10 years, right? You're gone. It's going to be a hell of a lot more time on Earth, like hundreds of years on Earth. So it's just everybody would be gone, even though it's only been 10 years. Hell, if you had a baby when you left, that baby's grandchildren probably wouldn't even still be alive at that point. Isn't that insane? Isn't that actually insane? And all you did was travel 10 years. But you traveled so fast that time literally changed. And it had to equate and change. You managed to go to the future. I never knew for a long time that time travel was even possible forward. So it kind of makes me think, is it somewhere another... is it just the one-way stream, or is there a way of, swimming back up the stream? Or is the current just way too strong for us to swim back up the stream? We can't know that for sure until we do. But you would think that because we haven't seen any changes. But who knows? The changes, it could just be an infinite multiverse, and with an infinite multiverse, they probably just branched off onto another timeline when they went back in time. And it would explain why we haven't seen it, because nobody in this timeline has discovered time travel yet, so they haven't come into this timeline, because this isn't a created branch timeline from one where they went back in time. Infinity is a mind-bending concept. You may go, but there's an infinite amount of the infinite ones. Do you know what I mean? So let's say universes where it doesn't happen, where time travel isn't a thing. There's an infinite amount of universes where time travel doesn't happen. But there's also an infinite amount of universes where it does happen. But that doesn't mean that the infinite universes where it doesn't happen doesn't exist. And the likelihood of you being in one of those, you can never really know the likelihood of it. It's just infinite. Do you know what I mean? It's just infinite. It's just such a mind-boggling thing to comprehend. It's just ongoing forever. Do you know what I mean? So when you've got the forever amount, an infinite amount of universes, perhaps we're in a mundane one. Perhaps the exciting stuff won't happen for a long time. Perhaps our branching timeline was life being a thing. Maybe in most universes life isn't a thing, but it wouldn't be maybe in most universes. It'd be in an infinite amount of universes, life is a thing. An infinite amount of universes, life is not a thing. So, who the hell knows? That's all I know. Who knows? I've got to go to training right now. I've got to leave in 15 minutes to go to the gym, go training, go do some Muay Thai training. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to piece the scene right now. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, I really appreciate you all for sticking by. I've appreciated the support recently. I know this is so random, but thanks for like basically over 100 subs. I know that seems like such a low number, but I've not been making videos consistently for over a year yet. And my thing was make that as a goal in a year of making videos consistently, which was in June. So we beat that target. So I'm happy about that. So thank you very much. And yes, make sure to have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourself.